I can honestly say that this was one of the favorite books that I've read this year because there's just never a dull moment. The book starts off strong and suspenseful and upholds that suspense throughout the book because it's drawing readers in by gluing us to the pages, because the author writes in a way that allows us to really feel all the pain and questioning that all the characters are feeling in the book, and that's what encourages us to keep reading. Now, a lot of this book centers around a theme of curiosity or just a general desire to know things. A general example of this is just that obviously everybody wants to know who raped Geraldine, but I was able to seriously feel how badly Joe wanted to find out who attacked his mother through the writing of this book, how elaborately it describes the pain he felt. Joe and his friends search for clues constantly. They go out in the woods and search together and find the cooler of beer in the clothes, and then Joe goes out alone and finds the gasoline can at the bottom of the lake because he's just so curious to find out as much as he can. Another example of this is one night when Joe is sleeping in the room with Musham and he hears talking and he wakes up and Musham is telling a story in his sleep. Joe is so curious to hear the end of the story that he stays up every night from then on to hear the story. Another example of Joe's desire to know is how he asked several people about the spirit he saw out his window because he is genuinely curious, as opposed to just shaking it off as, oh, maybe it was a dream, or just keeping it to himself, which I probably would have done. And finally, he constantly stares at Sonia's chest, and in a situation where I feel like most kids would leave, because I don't know that seeing a close relative naked and stripping in adult costumes would sit well with most children. I know I would not be able to do that. Joe's curiosity is what really ties him to his chair and forces him to sit through and see everything, which affects him like I thought would the rest of his life. But again, it was his curiosity that drove him to do that. And ultimately, I think it was Joe's desire to know things, and that was so strong that when he finally got some of his questions answered, like it was London Lark that raped his mother, and then he's let out from jail, and he's Linda's brother or twin brother, and like his whereabouts, that Joe takes it upon himself to kill him because he feels that if he can't have the responsibility of finding out information, then he has to switch that over to having the responsibility of just eliminating the problem completely. Another theme that I feel like goes in hand with curiosity is protectiveness, because Joe's protectiveness over his mother drives his curiosity, because he sees her just shriveled up in bed, upset, and he feels protective over her, and that drives him to figure out what happened. He goes completely out of his way, especially for a kid his age, to find out information that might help put his mother at ease. And he doesn't hesitate to start berating Lark at the grocery store with cans of tomato sauce, because he sees himself as a strong, protective kid and assumes a position way beyond his years by taking it upon himself to murder him so his mother wouldn't have to be scared anymore. I honestly think that just watching this kid and feeling what he's feeling and putting yourself in his shoes is what makes this book so amazing, and I would recommend it to anybody.